Hey, welcome to our show, Goose in the Wild, and I'm Goose. I was asked the other day by Channel 17 if we could do our next show from a brand new business in town. I wasn't even aware that they're in town. So I said, you bet, be more than glad to do that. So this business is up at the top of Center Street. It's called the Sports Academy. And our special guest today is Jeff Banks. And we'd like to welcome him to our show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So how did this business all come about?
Several years ago, I've been up to the baseball academy up in Salt Lake.
They're in Midvale, right?
I'm in Midvale, yeah, and noticed that, what he was doing up there. I thought, boy, that'd be great in Spanish Fork. And this was back in the early 90s. Kind of put a little bit together and then just had it in the back of my mind, but never really acted upon it. And then when the movie Miracle came out, went down to the theater to see what it would take. I'm the trustee for the Spanish Fork High School hockey. Went down to talk to him to see what we could do to have our players come in and see the movie at a discount, and talk to the manager, Gardner Endicott, and we just kind of went from there. I met him a couple other times talking on some other things, and he found out that I do heating and air conditioning, and one of his units broke down. He called me up, I went down, fixed it, took my youngest son Bryson with me, and as we were getting off the roof, he looked out back and mentioned that would be a great paintballing area.
Oh.
So I asked Gardner, I says, what, or who owns that out back? And of course he was curious why I wanted to know that. And I said, well, just see if we could do some paintballing out there. And he says, well, what would you put in food for less? And so I said, well, I'd put in batting cages, roller hockey, exercise equipment, just a variety of things. And we just kind of went from that and started writing a business plan. We've been writing the plan now for over a year and a half at least, and finally found some money to get started with this, and that's what we did.
Okay. Now, I understand there's only 3 sports academies in the state of Utah. Is that correct?
What we're doing, I don't think there's anybody doing what we're doing.
Well, I've got a good idea probably why you brought it to town. I want to hear what your thinking is. Why did we bring it to Spanish Fork?
Well, one of the things I told Gardner in our conversations was there's more baseball players per capita in Spanish Fork than anywhere in the country.
I figured that.
And he did not believe me. He thought I was just...
He doesn't think Spanish Fork's a baseball town? Wow.
Well,
come down to the ballpark.
He is from Canada.
Oh, he's a Canuck?
Yeah,
okay.
He's a Canuck. And anyway, so he did some research. He found out, according to Major League Baseball, that there's more minor leaguers come from our area, not just Spanish Fork, but Springville Basin area, than anywhere in the country.
Interesting.
And so that really
opened his eyes?
Opened his eyes. And so that, I guess then he started believing me.
All right, I figured that was the reason, and that's a dandy reason.
Yeah.
All right, can you give the people the address?
1342 East Center Street, next to Domino's.
It used to be in the Old World Gym building?
Gym, yeah. We'll have, we got batting cages. We have Mojo, which...
Mojo?
Mojo is a pitching trainer.
All right, here's the logo on the hat, right there. Mojo, and Jeff's going to kind of briefly tell us where the Mo and the Joe came from.
Okay, the person that invented it, or made it up, whatever you want to call it, designed it, I believe he's from California. He lives in California now, but he was a professional baseball player. Played shortstop. Had some injuries and tried to come back as a pitcher. He could throw the ball 85. And what he told us was his wife, he asked his wife if she would come out and catch him, and so she agreed to do that. And after 6 pitches, she says, that's enough.
She had had enough of that, huh?
Can't take it anymore.
Okay, throwing 85, I can see why.
I've been a catcher, and you got somebody that throws the heat, it hurts.
That's right, throwing the gas, baby.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what set him off on designing Mojo. And it is a pitching trainer. Like I was saying, there's 9 in existence. 8 of them are in baseball stadiums. What he really wants is having them in facilities like ours to train on.
Okay. When we come back from our break, we'll talk about money, cost, what it takes to, if you need a membership or anything like that. So we'll be back in a minute. We're over here in the Mojo area, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Mojo in just a minute. But we got Mr. Spainhauer here. First name?
Seth.
Seth Spainhauer from Salem.
Yeah.
Now, he's just asked me a really good question, so he's going to ask it again.
Well, I was just wondering why this show's called Goose in the Wild and we're up here, and why are we goose hunting?
That's a good question. Well, I was asked by Whitney if I would do our next show from up here. It's a brand new facility, brand new business in Spanish Fork, and it does happen to do with baseball, and that's why we're here.
Oh.
I says that we'd be more than glad to come up here and do it, and so we are out of the studio.
Yeah.
So, is that a good answer?
Yeah.
All right.
How many years have you coached?
Well, I've coached 34 years in Spanish Fork. And my mother-in-law knitted the socks when she was still here. Yeah. Oh, he got my socks. Okay. Do you have a question for me?
I didn't know I was supposed to come up with a question.
How fast can he throw?
Yeah, how fast can you throw?
Well, when I was up here the other day and wasn't warmed up like you guys, I was, what was it? It was,
60? 64?
is that what it was? Was it 64? I thought it was 54 or 50. But,
Oh, 64, that sounds better.
all right. So, what do you think about Mojo here?
It's a good training tool.
We're going to ask Jeff now about some things that I'm curious about, and I had a couple of my friends want me to ask these questions. Do you need a membership?
You do not need a membership. We have a day pass for $9.99. A person can come in and hit all day. We'll also have, it's also a training facility. We'll have spin bikes, treadmills, elliptical, things that they can work on for conditioning.
So you're going to have some strength equipment up there soon.
Yes.
What about that one room? Are you going to have aerobics?
We'll have aerobics, Pilates, yoga, whatever else we can do on that wood floor. If coaches want to set up conditioning exercises for their teams, they can use that.
So they can get the whole gamut up there.
They can get the whole gamut up there.
All right, they can work on their strength,
Yep.
work on their aerobic, work on their conditioning, and plus work on their skills, their
Yes.
techniques. Very good. Now, another question they want me to ask is, what if you've got a team? Do you have to rent the building? Can you just want your team there and not the public?
Team comes in off the street, $145
145.
for an hour, and I'd give them 2 tunnels.
Okay. Oh. That's off the old catcher's mask. There we go. We bring the glove up. Now we got Mr. Brinkerhoff here pitching out of the stretch. Strike. This is the Mojo man.
Don't tell him how hard I'm throwing it. I can't.
That last pitch was 60 miles an hour. Now we got Mr. Grover. That pitch was at 71 miles an hour. Now we got Mr. Castleberry. That's the low and outside for 71 miles an hour. Low and away. Now Spainhauer for his second pitch.
Must be real ball. I think those flash.
Rocking fires. Ooh, off the mask again. That was at 74 miles an hour.
Mine kills. Mine always does. Oh, it's been on for since September. What chokes? Are you kidding?
Dude, I feel stupid now because everybody's gonna watch this and
pull it
like
out of my ass.
60.
Yeah, we just want to let you viewers know that these guys haven't thrown since August.
No, these guys throw. I haven't thrown since September.
Oh, September.
Yeah, they've been playing fall ball.
So they've been playing fall ball, and so
Yeah, but we have some tender arms.
and they got tender arms. So we're gonna cut them.
You need surgery.
We're gonna cut them some slack. You've got good supervision up there,
Got good supervision.
and you got the one gal from BYU.
We have two gals from BYU. We have a pitcher, Brooke, and Debbie is a hitting
Instructor.
We just picked up two pitchers, one from UVSC and one from BYU. Dave and Mike are their names.
Okay, sounds good. Now, we want to give those kids some recognition. They were good enough to come up the other night and help us with some hitting and that. And we started over at the hockey. I wasn't aware that you had a place to work on shooting the puck.
For these guys, they can come down, they can train shooting pucks. Our goalie buddy has 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They practice shooting that to obviously miss the goalie. We'll also have some exercise equipment that'll strengthen their skating stride, and also can be used for baseball, softball, basketball, and just about any other. If you got a sore back, it'll help with that also.
And we've got a couple of guys. Your name?
Casey McGee,
And
Matt Polson.
And they're here working on their hockey skills.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm the trustee for the high school hockey. We have an awful lot of kids from Spanish Fork, Salem area that play hockey. In fact, we have more hockey players in Spanish Fork than anywhere in the county.
Oh, so our 2 kids that we interviewed, plus our younger kids, we started, I wanted some young kids to come up and hit, and then some pony leaguers, and then some high school kids. And so we had Hayden McClellan. There we go, full cut now. Don't be stepping in the bucket, nose down. There you go, right back at the machine. Looks good. That was a good swing. Nice. And his little brother, Mason McClellan, another nephew. Yeah. And Tanner Prestwich. You got to be quicker. You got to load up quicker. You got to load it quicker. Yeah, you're late. Huh? And then my grandson, Brock Beardall. Good quick hands, Brocky. Looks good. Nice. Looks good. and Susan Cole.
Thataway, Sue. This is one of the best players I've ever coached. Got a sweet swing, good quick hands, head in the zone, good, nice wide base.
And Whitney Hollum.
Get down in there and let's go. Thataway, Whitney. Come on now. Oh.
Two real good gal players in town. One's a pitcher, that's Whitney, and one's a catcher, and that's Susan. These two gals can play. Agreed?
Agreed. Whitney has put in several holes in the wall. She's a heavy hitter. I've had two other gorillas in there that.
Gorillas?
Yeah, they jumped in before I had it tied up good, you know, and
I like that.
Put a couple of holes in, and then Whitney has been coming up quite a bit. In fact, she's our first member, and she just kept putting holes in. couldn't believe it, but she's a good hitter.
Yes, and then we also have Cade Christensen, one of the best catchers I've ever had play for me. Two of my, one of my players from last year, Colin Nelson, who did a great job for me, and his little brother Matt Nelson. And then 4 high school kids was asked to come.
Now we'll bring in Jace Brinkerhoff. Now you've had plenty of time to think of your answers. What do you think of the Mojo Man?
I think it'd be a good thing to do when you don't have a catcher around to catch it, and you can just come over here and throw, and like Grover said, it'd be fun to goof around on.
So what do you think of the radar gun?
I don't like it right now.
Why, the speed wasn't high enough?
Not even close.
Not even close. So you're thinking maybe maybe your dad and your mom could hit you right now?
I don't know about that, but maybe Nelson could.
Oh, maybe Nelson?
I know these two could, but Nelson might be able to.
All right. So you said it's $9.99?
That's a day pass. Now, a membership is $30 a month.
Okay.
If you do a family, it's $10 per person up to 5, and then we start over again with the 30. And we'll also do a team membership at that same rate. Well, actually, on a team membership, it'd be $30 a player per month, in a 3-month contract. And then if they want a year contract, we'll do it $14.99 per player, up to 10 players on a team.
All right. Now, I was told, and I've heard this comment and statement, that if you live in Spanish Fork and you don't play baseball, you're nothing. Is that true?
I don't believe that's true.
So you offer more than just baseball up there?
Oh, yeah.
Now, whenever you're name dropping, you always leave a name out, and I left a name out. One of my best pitchers, one of my best players of all time. It's old Rusty Clayson. We got to get him in there. And I'd also like to welcome 3 new sponsors to our show. If you've been able to read my shirt, one of our new sponsors is SAG Shortstop. That's Sheldon and Elise Gordon. We appreciate them being on board. And my old buddy Cody Bradford out at Springville Auto, we appreciate him being on board. And then my good friend out at Miller's Trailers, that'd be Rod Miller. We appreciate him being on board. To go along with Creative Signs and Graphics, Brad Ford. We got 4 really good sponsors now. We really appreciate you. So we're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. We thought we'd show you the Mojo Man. We got Mojo 1, this is the catcher. We got Mojo 2, this is the hitter. And Like I was telling Whitney, I like our show to be educational, informative, and also a little lighthearted and where we can have a little fun. So we're down here with the catcher. Let's ask Mojo number 1 what he thinks of Mojo number 2. What do you think, Guy? Hey, that's what we want to hear, isn't it? At the ballpark is a lot more strikes than balls. All right. As we got Whitney here showing us, here's the mitt up now. If we can get her to bring it down, there's the center of the plate. And then there's the low pitch. There's the one at the knees. Does it go away also? Oh yeah, we're going to slide him over. We're going to go away now, and then we can come inside. Ooh, that is nice.
And as we looked at the footage, I heard through the grapevine, yeah, and you're already grinning, see, that when I stepped in there, you told me I was hitting 60 miles an hour. What's the deal? I was told that you cranked it up to 70.
I cranked it up to 74.
Oh, 74, huh?
The machines will go from 40 up to, they've told us 78, but I haven't seen one spit one out that quick. But 74, 75 is about as fast as I've seen it.
And I thought that baby was on me pretty quick, and you told me it's only 40 feet up there?
Yeah, 40 feet at 75 miles an hour is like looking at a 90-plus mile an hour fastball, so it's coming at you pretty quick.
Oh, so I can feel pretty good then.
Yeah.
57 years old?
Yeah, I had to see if you still had it, Goose.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think you still got it.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, because our show on the elusive cougar, old Coach Clark says I made a better tracker than I did a hitter. And so we were about ready to slug it out.
You were a little behind. You've lost some bat speed. But
oh, wow. At 40 feet? Okay. All right. Well, that makes me feel pretty good, folks. We're going to wrap our show up right here now, and I sure appreciate Jeff Banks coming in and letting us know about this new business at the top of Center Street called the Sports Academy. If you've got nothing else better to do, or if you want to get in better shape, work on your skills, look them up. They'd love to have you.
You can reach me at 319-4546. That's my cell phone. You can get me on that anytime.
All righty. Everybody that we've asked to come up and demonstrate tonight are all good players in their own right. So we appreciate everybody that's came and helped us out. Thank you. Somebody told me the other day, I seen them in town, and they says, hey, we've got a real good show for your next show. So if there's any of you out there that's got an idea that would make a great show, you can either call Channel 17 and ask for Bryce Walker, or you can give me a jingle at home, and my phone number's in the book. I'm not going to give it out on the air, but it's in the book. If you think you've got an idea for a great show. And as always, have a great day, and remember, the Goose loves you.